Oh no, I got bumped on the road. What would you do in this situation where you just got tapped by a vehicle? The common thing to do is get out of your vehicle and inspect the damage. That's exactly where you're exploitable. Situational awareness is how you get through this. If he would have just simply looked in his mirrors, then he would have the one up. You carjack me in my car at 12:51 a.m. in Cleveland, Ohio, it's going to be a very different circumstances. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Reacts. I'm Mike Glover, the owner of Fieldcraft Survival. If you don't know me, I have my own channel, Mike Glover Actual, as well as Mike Glover Actual on Instagram. Guys, I want to do this Reacts video because this is what we're seeing in a lot of heavily densely populated metropolitan areas where crime statistics are going through the roof. You need to know how best to survive these encounters because you could be a targeted victim. With the increase in crime, we need to increase situational awareness and our posture to protect ourselves. This took place on a particular evening in Cleveland, Ohio, where the suspects utilized a common tactic used by career criminals to bait somebody to carjack them. So you see we got here on the video, we have a beautiful Charger, which, look guys, you're in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, late at night in your sexy car. Not saying that's not allowed because I like sexy cars. One thing you won't see me doing is running around town after midnight anywhere in America because I'll be at home with my kids watching Netflix and chilling. I don't like the idea of showboating and showcasing everything you got in the middle of night where crime statistics in Cleveland, Ohio are through the roof. Homicide, violent assault, burglary, carjacking, everything violent about crime is up statistically. And they're going to use a classic baited bump. I just made that up. But they're going to tap the back of the bumper to make the driver get out of the car, which gives them all they need to understand the situation to be able to jack this guy and then get on with their life. By the way, most of these criminals are deliberately planning this and then looking for opportunities. These guys are roving around the streets of Cleveland, Ohio, waiting to bait somebody. I wish this was an undercover police officer because it would be very different once this went down, but let's see how this unfolds. Yep, classic little bait. Oh no, I got bumped on the road. Now here, let me just pause this for 1 second. What would you do in this situation where you just got tapped by a vehicle? The common thing to do is get out of your vehicle and inspect the damage. That's exactly where you're exploitable. And that's the problem, guys. Remember, criminals are hell-bent and intent on exploiting you when you're weak, not when you're strong. They don't go after the 6'1", 240-pound Asian dude who looks like he could beat their butts. They go after the victim, right? They go after the exploitable circumstance. So they're tapping the bumper because they think this guy's going to get out and inspect it, but let's see what happens. He pulls up about 5 feet. He gets out of the vehicle, walks back, and inspects the bumper. Now, listen, at this point, he thinks it's just I'm out of light, a car backed up into me. Oh, that sucks. Situational awareness is how you get through this. If he would have just simply looked in his mirrors at this point to determine what their behavior is before he gets out and commits, then he would have the one up. Because if he looks in his mirrors and he sees 3 guys get out and they're in sweated or hooded sweaters and they look aggressive, because how do 3 guys get out of a car when they're the ones who backed up into him? He could roll out. Or he could posture and stage his equipment like his everyday carry concealed handgun, which he should be carrying. So here we go. Let's see how this unfolds. Okay. Very bad position to be in. He's not only vulnerable, but he's probably not paying attention because the only thing he's focused on is his bumper of his nice Dodge Charger. So they get out, and there's 3 suspects here, and they start working him over. Actually, there's 4, and it appears that several of them have guns. Now, here's how this unfolds. So they get to a point where the suspect tries to break away, and they shoot him in the leg. Here he is right here. Bear with me a little bit on this video because it's a little broken up because of what takes place. But they shoot him in the leg right here as he goes to run. He's running away here. Now, again, we're looking for the lessons learned here. What is it worth for you to potentially lose your life over a vehicle? Now, if what I tell people in self-protection courses that we run, fieldcraftsurvival.com, when we run these courses, we put people through scenarios. If you have children in the back of your car, the risk versus reward is very different than if you didn't. Because you have insurance. Hopefully you got full coverage and the car is taken care of. Step away from the vehicle, posture in a position where you're non-threatening, and give these guys the car. But he decided to run. Now, remember, a lot of these guys who are career criminals, they are used to doing this, but some of the career criminals that do this have no experience. What does that mean? It means neurologically, they might be in a fight or flight sympathetic nervous response where they're nervous, they're jittery, and they make mistakes when they're jittery. So they see a guy running, they don't know what to do, they pull the gun out, and luckily for this guy, they point the gun down at his leg and shoot him in the leg instead of shooting him in the back of the head. This guy could have very easily lost his life. So as this unfolds, he pops him in the leg, he flops over, and he's seen at the top right of the screen in this next camera, and then you see these guys roll away with his vehicle. Here he is right here. He's fighting through it. Hopefully he has a tourniquet on his person. And then this vehicle rolls out and, I don't know what happened there. But that's scary because I didn't realize that happened. But that could have been the end of his life. They could have plowed him over because they don't want witnesses very easily. But they pulled up next to him. I'm not sure what happened. Let me break out the story right here to give you the context. New video captures moments before driver shot in the leg, carjacked. When the city of Cleveland's new real-time cameras captured dramatic video of 4 gunmen. Do you think the camera is going to prevent the criminal? If you just go on YouTube and you YouTube or Google crimes, you're going to see hundreds of thousands of them because criminals don't care. They just are desperate for whatever they need. 4 gunmen commit a carjacking. The camera was at 12:51 a.m. How about not being out at 12:51 a.m., rolling around in your SRT Dodge Charger? This is a free country. You can do whatever you want. How about you not do that in downtown Cleveland? As a driver, or how about we start enforcing these laws and busting these dudes that are committing these crimes? They pull up. The driver of the Charger pulled forward and then got out to inspect the damage. He's a 29-year-old male. He gave up his car. The 29-year-old man gave up his car. There appeared to be a brief struggle. And then when the man tried to run away, one of the gunmen shot him in the leg. A witness called 911 and told the dispatcher somebody just got shot on 55th in St. Clair. Oh my God, why would they do that to them? Because people suck and people are criminals. You know how to address something like this? Situational awareness, proper protection. Take self-protection training with Fieldcraft Survival. After the shooting, when the gunman drove away in the victim's Charger and the other suspects jumped in the white SUV and drove towards the victim, they ended up taking his iPhone and watch, and then they drove away. Okay, so in that particular moment where they pulled off the side, they jacked him for his phone and his watch. He's lucky he didn't die. Guys, we have to remember the operational environment we're living in. If you want to be a victim, then fine. Don't carry. Make the sacrifice, take the chance, roll the dice, and leave it into the hands of somebody who's evil and tends to do harm. Or get a firearm, protect yourself, get trained with that firearm, protect your family, and be a better steward of your community. We need more people protecting themselves. We don't need less Second Amendment. We need more Second Amendment rights, and we need more people to carry that are trained, that understand situational awareness, and understand circumstances like this. You carjack me in my car at 12:51 a.m. in Cleveland, Ohio, it's going to be a very different circumstances. I'm going to give the B-roll footage from BCM for my 300 blackout truck gun. That's going to sell 300 blackouts for the rest of history to BCM after that goes down, because I'm not going to be a victim. Neither should you. Get trained, get squared away so this doesn't happen to you. Guys, hope you enjoyed that reacts. Leave your comments below. Appreciate you. If you're interested in what my everyday carry is, what my best views on tactics and my perspective on gear and everything else, check out my channel, Mike Glover Actual on YouTube. Till next time, deuces. Peace out, guys.